Oh my god, no way!
Hey everyone, welcome back to another studio vlog. My name is Marlene, and in this vlog you guys will be seeing tons and tons of packing. I just had a shop update, so you will be seeing a lot of that. Prepping, packing orders, sending them off. I do manage to go out a bit here and there, so you will see some of it throughout the video, but for the most part, it's a lot of packing content. So if that is not your cup of tea, this might not be the video for you.
Is there something after there's nothing to say?
Oh my god, no way!
We're just moving in circles, but we're losing our shape. Oh,
God, it's so
where did
cute!
all the good things go?
Yes, I love them!
Oh, falling out of love too soon. It's a beautiful morning, don't throw it away. If I gave you the sunset, you wish for the rain. Do you even notice what I'm trying to say? If I gave you the ocean, you complain about the wave. Guess there's nothing, feels like I'm not doing this right. Like a star that slowly disappears in the night. Oh, where did all the good things go?
So it's Sunday night now, and here's my sister helping me prep all of the envelopes before we actually start packing any orders. The spring launch went quite well. All of the new items were well received. I don't know, I was a bit nervous. I wasn't sure how things would do since it was my first time selling an enamel pin, a keychain, stationery. I'm used to only selling stickers and prints, so it was totally new for me. Of course, I was just thinking the worst, like, oh, what if no one buys anything? What if people don't like this stuff? But everyone was so great, so supportive. I think I got over 40 orders that weekend, which was a lot for me. And so I had my sister help me out, and so she started Sunday night by stamping all of the envelopes. My custom stamps were actually hand carved by her, so if you are looking to spice up your packaging for your small business, I will leave her links below so you can check her out. Hello, it is now Monday, and today was a major packing day. Since I work during the week and Monday was my day off, I really wanted to take advantage of today and get a bulk of the prepping done and hopefully start some packing. I used to pack orders from start to finish, so I would go and grab the prints or stickers that someone ordered. I would write the thank you note, and then I would wrap it up in tissue paper, put it in the mailer, and then handwrite the address, so then when I go to the post, I just have to pay for the postage. But now that I'm getting a bit more orders in, I kind of realized that doing things that way isn't too efficient, and it's kind of taking me longer than it should. So now I kind of have a bit of a system going where I do things in stages. So last night while my sister was stamping all of the mailers and getting those ready, I tallied up all of the prints that were ordered of each, and I printed them out, and I spent the morning getting them all trimmed. For this shop update, I actually decided to get thank you notes made. Instead of having to handwrite each one, I used to handwrite every single thank you note before, which I enjoyed, but in the end realized that it was taking me a long time and it was giving me major hand cramps. And because my time is a bit limited, I work, I don't do art full-time. This is just something I do on the side. Hopefully I can do it full-time in the future, but for now it's limited to my free time or weekends. I decided to get these made, and it did save a lot of time, and it prevented my sister from getting hand cramps this time, since she's the one that helped me write down the customer names on each one. Now that all of the prints were printed and trimmed, I just had to sign each one on the back. Now I'm just trimming down the chipboards to the print sizes I have available. I wasn't sure if I was going to need these, but I wanted to have them ready just in case. Now I just had to peel off the clear film that they put on the keychains to prevent it from getting scratched, which was super satisfying. Now that all of the prep work was done, we can finally start packing some orders. So since my sister was helping me out, her job was to collect all of the items that were ordered per customer, and then I would then grab them and start packaging them myself.
No, I tried typing.
What do you not like about it? You didn't try typing here?
What if this is like a spot? You never know till you try. Alright, so we're getting one?
To be honest, I kind of struggled when it came to packaging some of the larger orders, only because this was the first time I sold something that wasn't just a flat print or a sticker that went inside a flat mailer, and because of that, I was kind of freaking out. It was something that was already stressing me out even before I launched my spring update. I knew that, okay, I might get some orders where someone orders multiple items, not just a sticker or not just a pin, and I would need to figure out how to package all of those items and make sure that they arrive safely and they don't get damaged. And because of that, I did try to over prepare. I ordered some boxes just in case I needed to use them, because before that all I needed were envelopes or flat rigid mailers. And since it was stressing me out, I decided to just start off with the easier packages, so the ones that were more simple. So like the ones that included only prints or stickers, I kind of started off with those first, or if they only ordered one item.
Still near you, and all the moments you get passed through will leave you with beautiful light. When I can finally see you soon again, I hope my name is said. I love how warm your existence is. You bring me to the breeze. I love your autumn view. Whatever I see, you.
So this is one of the larger orders that I kind of struggled with packing. It's one of the first, so it's a bit of a trial and error. I think this is Erica's order, so I just want to say thank you very much, Erica. I honestly did not expect someone to order multiple items within one order, so I am super grateful. But at the same time, I was also freaking out at that moment because I did not know how to go about packaging all of your items to make sure that it arrived to you safely without things getting bent or damaged. Since there were multiple stickers in this order, I decided to just place them all in a glassine bag. That way they're all in one spot and they're not shifting around. She also ordered a couple of prints, so I decided to just sandwich those between two chipboards, the chipboards that I cut earlier, and then that way hopefully they're protected and they don't get bent. And she also ordered a memo pad, which I then just stacked on top of the prints, and then I placed those two things within the bag that I have there. I wasn't sure whether to place everything in the bag. I didn't know like if the memo pad would get bent by something, so I kind of just left the other things out since they were kind of already in the little bag themselves. I then just stacked everything on top of each other and attempted to wrap it nicely in some tissue paper. I ended up leaving the thank you card out only because it was getting a bit dented with the pin backing. So I left it out and tried my best to wrap everything in the tissue paper. I then just tied some twine around it, inserted my business card, and then I put everything in a box. The box ended up being a bit too large for this order. Unfortunately, I couldn't put this in a padded mailer. I think it was a bit too thick, but even if it did fit, I was a bit worried that the notepad or the prints might get bent, only because the padded mailers that I have, they're not as rigid and those could easily be bent. So I decided just to keep it in the box. And that night I just ended up going to Staples to grab some crinkled paper or shredded paper so I could just stuff the boxes with, and that way the items inside aren't moving around and hitting the walls of the box and getting damaged or something. Halfway through, I ended up running out of the freebie boba stickers that I was including in every order, so I had to make some more. But of course, my Cameo decided not to cooperate that day, and it kept having issues detecting the cut lines. I think I just have really bad lighting in my room, so whenever it came to detecting the cut lines, it was cutting them way off. And eventually, when I got it to cut correctly, I did not use the right pressure setting, and the stickers weren't coming off the paper easily, so eventually I just ended up using scissors and cutting them by hand. That way they did not go to waste. But yeah, I was getting really frustrated, and I just wanted to get these done so I could continue packing up the orders. After a bit of practice, I eventually figured out how to pack all of the larger orders, which I just ended up putting them all in boxes. Since this was the first time I was going to be using the Etsy shipping labels that they provide, I used to handwrite all of the addresses on all of the envelopes before. I would then go to the post office, pay for the postage there, add tracking there if needed, and then I would input all of the tracking information for any orders that required it. I realized that that was pretty tedious, and I finally wanted to start using the Etsy shipping labels and just pay for them online, print them out, and stick it onto the box or the mailer. So because I was doing it this way this time, I had to make sure I measured out the dimensions for the boxes, measured the dimensions for the mailers. That way when I go and pay for all the shipping labels, I just insert the dimensions. I also have to insert the weight of each order and pay for the shipping accordingly. So this was my first time doing that. I was a bit scared. I was like, oh my god, what if I underpay and the orders get sent back to me, or they never arrive to the customer, or something. I don't know. I'm always thinking the worst, but whatever. I ended up doing it, and it was actually not as hard as I had expected. So once I got all the information in of all the dimensions and sizes of the packages, it was pretty straightforward, and all of my orders pretty much had tracking included. The only thing that did not come with tracking were sticker orders, so anyone who only ordered stickers and paid for the cheaper shipping, those did not come with tracking. But everything else pretty much came with tracking, which was totally awesome for me. For the customers, we can track where the things are and not have to wonder where it's stuck at. For international orders, I still had to go to the post office and pay for the postage there. When I tried to pay for the postage online through Etsy, I was not seeing any options for international orders. I use USPS to ship out orders because it tends to be one of the more cheaper options, and because that was not popping up, I did not purchase the labels online like the rest of the US orders. I could have used other shipping providers, but their rates were pretty ridiculous, and so I held off on the international orders and I waited till I got to the post office and I filled out the custom forms there and paid for shipping there. But yeah, so I pretty much spent the rest of the evening packing as much as I could. My sister and I were pretty exhausted by the end of the day. I did not get through everything. We got through at least collecting all of the items per order, but I was not able to package and wrap everything in tissue paper and twine that night. So I eventually found a stopping point because we were really tired and I had to work the next morning. So I found a place to stop, and I ended up just playing Luigi's Mansion for the rest of the night. I was really tired and I wanted to do something that did not involve me working. So I played Luigi's Mansion. It was a good time. It was well deserved. It's Tuesday morning now, which means it's time for me to go back to work. I don't normally wake up early enough to eat anything or make breakfast, but this day I decided to get up a bit early to eat something. I normally wake up like 10 minutes before work. I roll out of bed, brush my teeth, sometimes change into new clothes, or sometimes I just go to work in my pajamas. Since I am very fortunate to be working from home, I don't have a long commute, but sometimes it's a bit of a struggle getting up to go to work.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. You see her walking down the boulevard. She got the posture of a superstar. She looks so fly in those Gucci slides. Yeah, I wonder what she hides under her disguise. Yeah. And all the girls around the world, they wanna be her. And all the dudes are trying to score like it's fever. She lives a double life, puts on a show. What's under the subtle smile, we'll never know. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. Let me paint a picture. I see they don't understand. Feeling like Picasso. She brushing against my hands.
Like I actually did it cute, huh? Mm-hmm. I'm proud of that. Cause look at this. Pretty That's so cute too. I was too confident with that.
You be looking fine, so no wonder they can't match that Louis V scarf or I'm chilling with a dad. Whoa, slow it down like that. Just hold me down like that. She's a Mona.
I did want to get some packing done, so I ended up packing a couple of orders that night, only because I don't have a full day to pack everything until the weekend, so I wanted to get a bit done here and there when I could. On Etsy, I think I have my processing time between 1 to 2 weeks, only because I do work during the week and I want to give myself enough time to process orders and package everything and make everything look nice and presentable. So I know I put 1 to 2 weeks of processing time, but I still feel kind of rushed inside. Like I know in the back of my head I have all these things to get done and I want to get through them as fast as I can. So sometimes I got to remind myself like, hey, you did not put that you provide next day shipping. Like you set it at 1 or 2 weeks. So I have to constantly remind myself like, calm down, take your time. Nobody's rushing you but yourself. And I mean, so far no one's really complained. Everyone is really patient and really happy when they do receive their orders. So I think I ended up taking like a week to pack and ship out all of the weekend orders. With my sister's help, honestly, I don't know how some people do it by themselves. But I mean, I guess they do it for a living, so they do have more time to dedicate to this. I have to try to balance this and work and family and a boyfriend, so it gets a bit tricky sometimes. It's now Saturday and all of the orders have finally gone out. Everything was packed, shipped, which I was super happy for. I really enjoy packing, except when I'm like rushing myself and pressuring myself to finish things faster. But I do enjoy the packing process. It's pretty fun, especially when customers receive their orders and they're like, oh my gosh, everything's so cute. Like, it makes me proud and happy that they were satisfied with their order. Now that everything's out, it's kind of nice because I could breathe a bit and I can actually make some art, work on some illustrations. I finally had time to start working on my new series that randomly came to mind one day. If you guys recall, I was drawing these when we were at Starbucks the other day. I wanted to make loteria cards. It's like the Mexican version of bingo. We play it a lot in my family. It was like the go-to game that we would play at events, parties to end the night, which was super fun. It was something that I kind of wanted to do in my style, and so it's something I'm working on.
Fine, just get the bowl, no estamos subiendo.
About a month ago, Noissue reached out to me because they wanted to collaborate on some tote bags and stickers. So here I am unboxing the tote bags that I designed. I ended up going with a new design. I wanted something simple on the tote bag, and because the design could only be printed with one color, one Pantone color, I was quite limited. And when I tried to convert my illustrations that I already had made into line work with a solid color, it wasn't quite working out. I wasn't really liking how it was looking, so I decided, okay, I'll just create something new. So I wanted to keep it simple but yet cute, so I went with some flowers. Can't go wrong with flowers. And of course I gave one of them the signature olive moody eyes. I really like how they came out. They were super cute. They look so professional. I am yet to find my style. I feel like my art is all over the place sometimes. I like to illustrate a certain way when I do digital work versus when I'm painting with gouache. So I'm still in the experimental stage. And of course I had to style it up with my boba enamel pin. Pretty proud on how these came out, and they'll be available in my shop soon. So remember how I had to go to the post office to pay for international postage there? I realized that I ended up undercharging for shipping for international orders. I've sent out international orders before, but they've always been letter mail, and I did not realize that anything considered a package is really expensive. I thought, okay, a package will probably be like $10 or something. No, international orders started at like 15, 16 US dollars, and it just went up the heavier the package was. So I think the highest I paid for one of the orders was like $26, which was pretty expensive. I definitely did not charge that. I mean, it's fine. It was a learning lesson. I will definitely start pricing things accordingly moving forward.
Feels like I've been gone for so long, for so long, for so long. Moonlight.
So you're gonna want to be like this. See? Mm-hmm. Like that kind of.
Okay. Like that?
Mm-hmm.
So my sister's better at taking photos, so I'm gonna give her my shoes so she can pose with them.
Good thing we're the same size.
True.
All that I do, I'm over the moon, thinking of you, thinking of you,
So we stopped by Sprouts to get some flowers for the shoot, and Kim got this plant from Sprouts too. Her first Venus flytrap. Excited?
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that was good. I also got rid of the water stain.
Where's the water?
Oh, it was right here.
Because of the flowers?
Uh-huh.
Ooh, that looks good.
Very nice.
Love it. Or
Lift it.
Thanks, Kimbo.
burning bright.
If you made it all the way to this point of the video, I just want to say thanks so much for sticking around and watching it. I know this was kind of a chunky one. There was a lot of packing content and I didn't do much else, but I mean, that's pretty much all I do nowadays. I stay at home, draw. I don't really go out that often, but I'm trying to be a bit more active now, so skating, hiking are on the list. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!